I'm not going to reply to a phone. Thank you. Now, in October 2020, the End SARS protest was the beginning of a new era for Nigerian youth. We were all witness to the further brutality that Nigerian youth experienced from the forces during the protest. Although SARS was forced to be cracked. Now, our problem, however, beyond SARS. Now, the SARS was one of the symptoms of one of the list of the problem affecting to Nigeria. Pardon me, please. Yeah. So, number one of the potential is number one. After the End SARS, many things haven't changed. It's still the same. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. On top of my list is a lack of good governance. Corruption comes next. And yeah, the culture of impunity, where justice doesn't exist in the actual sense in this nation. Poor economic management is sweeping this nation, and yet many people who lost their lives are yet to get justice they deserve. Now, and up until now, the police is still brutalizing its citizens. It has not stopped. It has not stopped. I was a victim before. I was detained with some 5 people. Not recently, a while ago. I was arrested, then detained for 4 nights alongside 5 other people. We were charged to court for working peacefully in honor of Lekki victims. Although I didn't experience any brutality while I was in detention. But it is horrifying. What we should have been, it's supposed to be a peaceful protest. We don't even need to be locked up. But anyway, they detain us. So it's Nigeria, because we didn't even do anything. We were so peaceful. And then that's Nigeria happened. We're good citizens of Nigeria. We didn't do anything, and they still lock us up anyway. Now, way forward, my own opinion. Oh, what can I say? Okay. The major hurdle before us is to actually get the government to listen to the youth. I don't know if we're going to achieve that, but one thing I know is we need strategy. We need to plan forums, a lot of things. Like, because I know this is a fact that must be done. We must make sure the government listens to us. You're all aware how they categorize the End SARS process of 2020 as being anti-government, political. Imagine. Despite all the issues facing our nation, I believe there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Something always gives way to something. The first thing is, we are talking. Why forums like this are so important to me, Secondly, we need to take steps to participate actively in the affairs of our nation. Thirdly, we should come together by beginning to do what is right at all times. What is right? Integrity is key. What is integrity? Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching. When you just do the right thing, no matter what. Integrity. A while ago, I posted something on my Twitter handle. I said, Boo-boo is not my fear. Tinubu is not my fear. My fear are the generation coming after. That's my fear. Because if we did not curb corruption, tackle little corruption among us, honestly, this generation is going to be worse than the present leaders. We need to continue, build on the substance achieved during the End SARS. Yeah. And that is the more reason we as women We can't keep quiet at this time until justice is served. And our nation, it will be better. If we can do all this, another one, I know we can achieve it. We can do it. Yes, we can. The way everyone doing the End SARS, both young and old, rich and poor, tall and short, Muslim, Christian, traditionalists, came together as one during the End SARS, testified that the fact that everyone wants a better Nigeria. It is high time we set aside our prejudice. We have to come together as friends to build a better Nigeria. Because we cannot do it alone. We cannot achieve anything alone. We have this, we have that, I've done that, this forum, that platform. We're not even united. Come on. Our presidents are fucking united. Why we are so divided? Everybody wants to claim leadership. I'm there, I'm the one there, Enimo Shebai. I'm the person that is saying this, that, during the End SARS. What are you going to achieve that? Come on, nothing. You're just wasting your time. So now, these people that we're about to tackle, these people that we're about to fight, these people that we're about to take the power from, let me tell you something today. They are very united. I've been there, done that, I've dined with them. When you see them at parties, both PDP and APC, they dine together. They pop champagne together. They settle your case with a cup of champagne. And we don't even have money. Some of us even don't have teeth fare. And we have fight. We're not united. Is that not a shame? Anyway, we want to say, oh, you want to go there? You know, that kind of thing. Oh, okay. What we achieve? Will that give you a passport to heaven? No. 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 Well, it's time to be, we need to be humble. We need humility. We need to render services. We don't need anything. When you want to do anything, you are doing it because of the law you have for that thing. Not for cheap popularity. Or what you want to get from that. Until then, we remain the same. All right, I'm angry. That's it. Okay, now my passion goes beyond the lucky victim. My passion goes beyond, is even way beyond End SARS. It's about Nigerians as a whole. I believe when we speak about the issues that are keeping our nation from becoming great, it might propel our country in the right direction. I want to see a better Nigeria where people can be standard from the bottom of my heart. End SARS broke me. End SARS broke me so hard. What it did to our people was so horrific. I left there 6:23 on that fateful day. 6:23. I got home. I live not that far away from the Tope Plaza. I got home. I started hearing, I was in my compound. I was hearing gunshots. But honestly, I could recall from the first gunshot to the last gunshot. I could tell you when they ceased fire. I could tell you where they stopped. I could tell you when they had papa, popo, that I can say all those things. But I was not there. But I didn't sleep. We did not sleep. The next day, that's 21 of October, we were privileged to go to the toll because we lived behind. We climbed the fence by the total gas station. We got there before they clean up all the mess, before they wipe all the food. No, what I saw, what we saw when I got there, I've never seen that kind of thing before in my life. I've never seen vulture before in my whole life. I've seen vulture in TV, maybe in the zoo, I can't even recall. I saw vulture and maybe hawks, but they are big black birds. big black birds. They are not up. They were up in the sky in circle, and they were coming down, picking some things on the floor. Maybe they're picking something like remnants, whenever they could pick flesh or something left over. They were picking. I felt that omen that day in the morning. Another one, I saw an underwear. A lingerie belongs to a particular lady. We don't know her. The underwear is stained with blood, like a black and some white lace all over, stained with blood. We don't know who owns it. Another one, we saw another flag. If you remember the flag behind the United Nations vehicle, we found it. I was the one that put it behind the United Nations vehicle. There is another boy. We went there together. He picked some bullets. It's my nephew. He picked all the shells from the floor of the Tope Majekodumi. Blood stains were everywhere on the floor. Different kind of blood stains. Some whitey stuff, everything. Then after a while, some police, they say, so you guys have to go. Then we climbed over, and the government came, they wiped, they cleaned, they swept, all the parts, everything they will. After a while, they went to the Shanti community that lived behind the toll. They demolished it because they saw everything. They demolished the Shanti community, they threatened them, and they burnt everything. So this way they were scattered. It's just all over. I don't even know where they are. This government, they are hiding behind their finger. Nobody can hide behind their finger. No, yes, I know one day, someday, truth will prevail. Because I believe that karma is a bitch, and we're watching. And they know the truth. They know, and that truth will haunt them forever. Because I've seen things, massacre happened. I'm a living witness. And I will never stop saying what happened. It happened. We saw it. And that's all. Thank you so much. I'm not used to this. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really love you guys.
Claims, counterclaims. It happened, it didn't happen. People died. Where are the corpses? Even when you show the corpses, you know Nigerians now, but that you just heard it from Eyewitness directly, and we need to take it further. Before I go to Comrade Temitope to tell us what is the motivation for young people to continue to keep up this struggle and fight, seeing the events that transpired and the things that happened. I want to ask, maybe after the old program, I'll say ask Barrister Femi, Barrister Ogulano, and our learned, and our senior comrades as well, that what are we doing to organize, to help? I know that there have been efforts, but we need to do more, because she has just given us that experience, that there are victims. And I remember that some persons communicated through our channel at the time, asking for the victims that they wanted to foot bills for those that had severe injuries, gun wounds in their legs and all that. But I will still ask Barrister, maybe after Comrade Temitope must have spoken, to enlighten us more and give us updates as to, apart from the compensation, financial compensation for those who presented themselves at the panel, the others who were not too courageous to come out, but are victims from that incident. We need to know what we can do as a people, as an organized society, how we can intervene for them and get treatment for them, and as well help them to get restitution, and as well as what is the update about the panel. I heard that yesterday was supposed to be the conclusion. Did they conclude? If it did, what were the resolutions? If it did not, what were the things they did not plan for? And how can we now reinforce to challenge the government and charge the panel to extend? Now I want to go to Comrade Temitope. We have listened to Mrs. Oniru, and it's so touching to know that such number of victims were there. Those that were thrown into the lagoon, those that were shot, people who scampered. A lot of people don't even want to show face, apart from DJ Switch, who went on social media and since then she has not been able to come out. There are more people who since then have hidden away, and as well as many people who are still in detention. We learned that about 300 people are still in various detention centers. I mean, what is the motivation? You saw what happened, you were part of the organizing, and then what is the motivation for you to still be coming out, and how would you use this motivation to charge others to step forward and let us do more?
Grateful. Of the greatest Nigerian people. Of the greatest Nigerian people. Although I never wanted to break protocol when the lawyers were answering questions. But you know, it will surprise us that even me, I have so many unanswered questions that I am willing to ask our lawyers. And I don't want us to mistake this. And I still have the privilege of our father in the forum, so he can always answer some of the questions I'll be putting up. You know, it will surprise us that despite the fact that I'm privileged to represent the youth in this regard, I still need a lot of guidance myself. And what I mean by that is this. So I am nominated to be on the panel to see to certain responsibility. And you know, my concern is this. I've heard my father spoke, I've heard fellow colleagues talk about Nigeria, talk about our experience and what we are hoping to achieve going forward. But there is something I want to ask our lawyers. They have really done well for us. My own is I sit in the capacity of a judge. I have less to say for now until my work is done. And you know, if we finish the work, because the panel, to some they felt it's the Messiah platform where it will solve all the problem that I was raising. But truth is, we are only going to do our own part. So to our fathers and our lawyers, you know, I love to call them our woodlawn lawyers, right, with respect to my father. If the report is out, you know, there are many doubts since yesterday as to why we did not release the report. We didn't read it out and all of that. But I can confess to you that it is enormous. It is no joke. It's not easy staying there for 1 year. But if the report is eventually out tomorrow, be it acceptable, deemed acceptable or not, what is our next line of action if certain persons are found culpable? And I think the best people to answer are our lawyers, not me. I have done my part. What is the next action? For example, Tope is found culpable. Because one of the lessons I've learned in history is how that we are so angry, so emotional, and we throw away the little results. We tend to say, oh, government pushed it under the carpet. From my own understanding, so many times, did we stand our ground? Did we push what we need to push to get these things done? And in this regard, government is a party. I will say it here without fear or favor, that by the responsibility we have, we are meant to submit the report to the government. That is our responsibility. But by the responsibility Tope Majekodumi that I have, I am not an appointed person by the government. I am a nominated congressperson to represent the public. I am going to say what I found to the public. Despite that, government will do their white paper and publish whatever they want to publish. But what I have done, what I have seen, will be made bare. So my question still remains that, what will our lawyers help us do thereafter to get the justice? The justice is not with the panel. Let's not be deceived. This justice is not with us. All I am there to do is make your case, defend your people, speak for your people. I would speak, it will be out, but thereafter, who are culpable, and like when I came in, the first opportunity I had, I said that we all have our parts, we all have our lessons to learn. But that's the first question. If I go to, what I understand from the very first day we were saddled with the responsibility is there are three phases to this assignment: the compensation part, the restitution, and the recommendation. Now, conversations around how people question that, is it in an attempt to just give people money and cover up the rest of the assignment? I can confirm to you that for what I understand and what I have been doing, for every phase of the assignment has its own time. Let me put it that way. Why compensation is preceding every other part is because the Yorubas will say something that have bread. Is it Yoruba now? Okay, English will say that have bread. An adage would say half bread is better than none. And now, one of the things I remember vividly when we were being asked to bring representative on the panel, I know I was involved in the engagement, and I said to them, I said, it will not be possible for us to sit on the panel and have petitioners wait until we finish before they get some level of closure. And in their own wisdom to say, they are sincere, is why they had approved that, okay, panel, if you conclude a case, we would approve the money. You will pay them. And I think it worked fine for us, and I'll tell you the reason. In this 1 year, we lost 4 petitioners in the course of the hearing because they needed further care, but it wasn't there. So before we called them up, one, I think it was on this last day of adoption, he passed on. So it's a big deal for someone like me that at least to that class of people, we have fought a good fight as End SARS people. Much as they want to gaslight, much as they want to blacklist, the truth is we have done a great deal of the work. The second part, which is the restitution part, the fact that people had had that platform to speak, to hear their grievances was something for them, but it was not absolute. It's never absolute. I'll give you an example why I said it's not absolute. So a scenario of a lady father was, I think one of our comrade Ewa specifically had mentioned the issue at Mushin. This young lady of about 15 was, before our own eyes, they shot the father. And I remember when she came, she was very good. And I would say with all due respect that I don't think any of us are good and campaign and all that. So this lady, as young as she was, she came to the panel and everything. And at the end of the day, I was immediately seeking protection for her. That this lady will not. And the panel tried to give her protection against 10 million naira for the lady said to my face, no, the person that is my father. I think this person. we cannot actually list the hearing. Part of it. Beyond, and I repeat, beyond just the confrontation, beyond just the grandstanding, what is our next line of action? Are we going to, maybe I should ask, because this is what I am thinking, are we saying that, okay, by this and this are culpable, are we going to sue them at a more competent court of jurisdiction within our laws, outside our laws, which is to say international community, ECOWAS court? We need to know what, by now, we should know what our next line of action would be. And that is the bigger question for me for the future. Because if the report is there and nothing is happening, and everybody is just laying complain, and complain, oh, we know government will not do anything, how do we expect a party to indict himself or herself? So my appeal is, what is the way forward? What is the way forward? You know, the way forward will really help us. It will help us, from in my own understanding, it will help us in a great way if the president of federal government of Nigeria and End SARS, that okay, End SARS started 7th October last year, and my understanding is this: on the 6th of October last year, if not 100% Nigerian youth, 99.9% Nigerian youth had lost hope in the country. But from the 7th to the 20th, it was an opportunity for us to restore hope. The government of Nigeria, as it were, would look at EndSARS, and you know, if you just look at even the news yesterday, you see how that they flash EndSARS, media will flash EndSARS, and they will flash the same clip, they will flash carnage. How that you go to private businesses that you want to use their facility, and they ask you, what are you for? You are for, oh, EndSARS, no. We never destroyed anything. It was not our person, it was not our reality. We ran a country for 14 days, and that is my pain. The government needs to learn. It was a movement that never saw the next person beside me or behind me or before me as being Hausa, Yibo, or Yoruba. Nobody asked that question. Nobody asked if the person was even a female or a male. We all slept on the floor. We all woke up, cleaned everywhere up. We fought amongst ourselves. We settled amongst ourselves. All rights were respected. There's the beauty of the movement. Beyond what they are protecting. Personal anger. And it is wicked of our government. Any day. Any day. Very wicked. The police today, they tainted it as though we came after them. It was never our intention. All we did was fight for the police. Same poverty they use against the people, same poverty they use against the police. And I appeal going forward, one thing we need to do the more is to show the love in patriotism. They don't have it, they don't know it. They don't understand what it means to be patriotic. Many of our youth died on the ground and on the strength of the we have lost sight on people who died in Ikeja, Shomolu, Mushi. If not for anything, the panel found out that through the pathology, it was open. It's not like I'm touching the report now. 99 bodies tagged End SARS. There was no private body in it. They died in that regard. And all that the government could behold is how that we are insurrectionists. It is rude. It is rude. In the days when we were not talking, same leader will sit in an international committee and say we are lazy Nigerian youth. In the days we stood up, we became insurrectionists. Who is interested in the seat? They are talking, they are saying there's no vacancy in Abuja. Who is interested? We are interested in the soul of the nation. Nothing more. Part of what they should learn beyond activism, people who were not activists, what the regalia. So many Nigerians who are not even interested in activism, but for the soul of the nation, for the survivor of it, they were the regalia, they stood their ground. Not just standing, with resources. Then they talk about how we don't have leaders. Maybe we should put to them what we were projecting as though we don't have leaders. End SARS was so symbolic, where artists, the greatest of artists in Nigeria, was nobody on the ground. And that was what we really meant by no leadership. There was no class, no elitist group, no down class, nothing. We were all one. And I would say to you, I'm an average citizen. If it was by leadership, maybe I wouldn't have been privileged. So why they focus on what is unnecessary? And that is one thing I don't want us to lose focus on. That the End SARS report will come out. They are good at their PRs. They are good at distracting us. I beg in the name of God, don't focus on what is unnecessary. Oh, how that. Yes, we had our shortcomings. Like I said, we had our shortcomings. We'll learn from it. So going forward, holding ourselves to accountability, government, the people, and that. Lovely, I had my brother talked about politics. It's one great thing we need to get involved in. You know, I used to talk to people and I'll tell you, an average politician would think in a direction, and this is the simple direction. They are you know, every politician, in my opinion, has one thing in common: oppressing the people. Oppressing. Their number one constitutional right. And on the other hand, you know, every politicians would equate a life with a pot of soup. All they care is the pot. What they see is pot of soup. You come to destroy it, they go after you. But regardless of what it is my sincere appeal. It is my sincere appeal. You know, I have so much. The panel has caged me. The panel has silenced me. But I think it's for the good, because I understand that I need to also learn, which I have. I understand. On this platform, I would appeal that we don't see police as our enemy. We are both victims. And with that, I think we'll get things solved. I tell you for a fact, we'll get things solved. That's on the side. On the other side, let us get our PVCs. That is a way to accountability, I can bet you. Let's get our PVCs. Maybe politics may not be 100% in my, because some people will not agree with you. That's no matter the campaign.
But I can tell you that that right that you have, we must use it well come 2023. It's a way to accountability. And it's the way forward. So of the greatest Nigerian people, of the greatest Nigerian youth, though we are diverse, let me put it that way, in our struggle. But you see, at the end, one thing I've learned is our end goal is for a better country. It's for a better nation. Let's keep supporting ourselves and let's keep the focus. You know, let's not put ourselves on trial. We are not our own enemy. Our enemies exist. We know them. And enemies in the context of it, not enemy. So I appeal. Thank you very much.
The motivation was given us. And before I throw into what we have just done here, in summary, we have been able to talk about how to address this process, which you want to in this game. It was also paint the picture of how harrowing the experiences of victims. The second one already answered the question Tope Majekodumi, and which is about the motivation for young people to take the atmosphere and use it for political gain as well, and also to talk about compensation for the victims. And as well, help more, because there are still many of them. They are trying to do is to make sure that the violence, we do not know the fate, how many victims, were dead victims. They want to believe what we want to get this. We want to create it. Come out, but come out with our own. Unacceptable at the end of the day. There's something indeed that I also appreciate a lot. The panel submits what are we doing with that report? Are we taking the report, going back to them,